Hey there, Bees and Bookworms! To celebrate World Poetry Day, Didsbury High School invited the wonderful Karl Nova to give all of our students his amazing author talk. And his interview didn't disappoint either. He was hilarious both on and off camera.
We're really excited for you to watch this, so without further ado, Karl. Hello there, fellow book bees. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Tara from Bees and Bookworms.
And today we're going to be interviewing Karl Nova. Thank you so much for speaking with us today, Karl.
Thank you so much for having me. Yay.
For viewers who might not know much about your work, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, so this is how I define myself to keep it easy and simple. I'm a hip-hop artist, I'm a performance poet, and I'm an author. And I also do a lot of work in education. So you might see me a lot talking to primary school students, secondary school students, colleges, universities. I even do corporate functions where I get to do this type of stuff. But I also do concerts and tours as a musician as well. Oh, and I got 2 books out.
We know that your work with children led you to win the Ruth Vendel Award in 2020. Why do you feel like poetry is an important skill for children to learn?
I think poetry is great because it helps you to get into language, vocabulary, even helps with your reading, and it just opens your imagination to something different. I always joke about, we all learn nursery rhymes when we were kids, but the truth is those nursery rhymes we learnt are the things that got us somehow into words, if you actually think about it. Just from our ABC song onto Jack and Jill, these are the things that started off appreciating words said in a particular way, whether they rhyme or they're kind of poetic. So it's great for everybody at any stage, whether you're a child, an adult, to get into poetry. It's enriching like that, in my opinion anyway.
So why did you choose to be an independent artist instead of signing with a record label?
This is the question. A long time ago, my friends and I used to dream about being signed. And then in the group I was in, or in the group of friends, some of us started getting record deals. And you hear bad experiences. Being in a record deal is like taking a loan out, and you have to pay it back. And the music business has changed so much. Now we're in the era of streaming. In fact, it's harder to make money as a musician now. And when a record label comes to sign you, they don't just want to sign your music, they want to own your music, own your tour money, merchandise, and everything you produce. And I'm like, if I'm an independent artist, I get to own all my own stuff and not give it to somebody else. It's harder work, but at least I own my stuff. Nobody can tell me what music to make. If I was in a record label, they might say, gangster music is the music right now. So if you're a bit more gangster, you sell more records, do that drill, kill people in your work. And I don't think I want to do that at this stage. So I decided to go independent, and I've seen independent artists that are making it, from Chance the Rapper to Stormzy at first, before he partnered up with a major. It's possible to be an independent artist, own your work, and live the dream. You might not be as popular as the others, but I don't care about fame. I just want to do what I love to do, and I'm doing it.
You've talked in the past about being a Christian. Does your faith affect or influence your work in any way?
Yeah, one of the ways I came up was through the faith of being a Christian, and even being involved in the world of Christian music and all of that. I'm not in there anymore, but I learned some great, valuable lessons from that world, to appreciate music from a different angle, to always think of maybe the message in your music and things like that. I used to be in a gospel choir as a kid. Those things never leave you. So there were good values instilled in me from that world. And, it makes you to think beyond just yourself and think of a community and other people. So, yeah, definitely have a lot of seeds from there. Good question. You guys have done your research. Yeah.
You grew up in London and in Lagos. Did that inspire your work in any way?
100%. I was born in London, and then at a very, developmental stage, I was taken to Nigeria as a child. if you listen closely to my music, you can hear it. You can even hear it in the way I speak, if you really listen. And it gives me different perspective of life. If I had never lived in Nigeria, I wouldn't see life the way I see it. But I've lived in London and in Lagos. I would say I've lived in London longer now, but these things are in my music and helps me, and my writing, and helps me appreciate life in a wider way. If I was just a Londoner, yeah, I would never just know certain things that I know now, for sure. I like you guys. Can we do this all day?
If you weren't a musician and a poet, what would you be?
I would 100% be a broadcaster, because that's when I studied in university. You know, as a child, I watched a lot of MTV, and I saw those presenters, and all they just do is, "Hi, my name is Lisa Ianson, reporting to you with Eminem. Let's talk to Eminem about his new album." I'm like, that's my dream job. I just have to talk to stars all day and travel the world. I'm doing this. So that's why I studied. But I'm a musician myself. So that kind of overtook everything. So if I wasn't doing this today, 100% I'll be that guy who is presenting on MTV, or I don't know, a hot YouTube channel. I don't know, what's hot today for presenting? It's having your own channel, isn't it? On YouTube, would you say? Or
I don't know, maybe.
I don't even know now, but I would be a presenter probably on BBC, and they've come to me secretly. They've said, "Oh, Karl, would you like to have a show?" So we're kind of been talking. So we don't want to talk about that. Exclusive. So yeah, TV presenter, radio presenter. I've done a bit of radio before.
What do you think sets you apart from other artists in your field?
This is a great question.
Thank you.
I think the only thing I can point at that sets me apart is two things. My personal story of how I came up. You've never heard a story like mine. It's not that common. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, read The Curious Case of Karl Nova. Hey, new book. And also my personality. I am me. There's only one of me that is like me. I'm not saying that everybody else isn't unique in their own way, but that's what makes it great. We are all unique. So that's the thing. So that's what sets me apart. My story, how I've lived, my experience, and my personality. I'm me. There's no other Karl Nova. I've searched. I'm the only guy. Sorry.
Is there anyone or anything you owe your success to?
I definitely can't say, oh, I just got up one day and I became this guy. No, I've had mentors. For example, I used to work with a company called Student of Life, with a rapper called Breeze heading that company. He was my first mentor that showed me how I can go into schools. I didn't know that this was a thing, but loads of people do this. Rappers, authors, illustrators, I didn't even know. So that is that. My cousin from when I was little who played me rap music and taught me how to rap really and get into it. You know, teachers who influenced me positively. There are so many people along the journey of me being who I am that's contributed in one way or another. So I can't just say, I did it all by myself, I'm the genius. That's not reality. The communities I've been part of, the friends I've had, just so many people along the way. So that's a lesson for anyone. You don't just make it on your own. You have people around you, even your friends, even that little encouragement your friend might be giving you is helping you towards becoming who you're going to become. You guys are the best, by the way. You're planning to do this for a living. You should be presenters.
You're a hip-hop artist as well as a poet. Are there any other artists that inspired you?
Whew. We don't have time for me to list the amount of people, but I'm going to say one or two names. As far as spoken word poetry, there is a guy called Saul Williams. He's a spoken word poet from America. He acts as well, and he's a musician. He was the first spoken word poet I saw. Now, when I saw him in a film called Slam, he was performing in the film like poetry. I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Is this legal? How? I was like, I never thought poetry could be that interesting. So Saul Williams, rap groups, like, I don't know, a Tribe Called Quest. There's the Jay-Z's, the Nas's of this world. Rappers I listened to growing up, Lauryn Hill, you know, people like that influencing. My cousin, local people that you might never know their names, but we will all be in the circle rapping to each other. It's people like that that inspired me that, wow, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, eh? Let's do it.
If you were a book character, who would you be and why?
Oh my God! If I was a book character, this is very hard. I don't know. Maybe, what's that guy's name from Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? I'll be the talking lion, Aslan. Make me the lion. I want to be a lion that talks.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? What can be cooler than that? Yeah, that's my answer.
Which of your achievements are you most proud of and why?
Wow, you guys are bringing the fire. I think I'm most proud of never giving up, you know, because it's hard. There are times that nobody cared. I wasn't popping like I'm popping now. And I'm like, maybe I should go back to my day job. I used to do telemarketing. One of those people that are on the phone all day selling products to other people, calling up your house and harassing you. So that used to be my job. There was a point where it was so hard, I wasn't getting booked. Maybe I'll go back and do that. So I think I'm proudest of not giving up, you know. All the other stuff, the awards I've won, the books I've released, the music that is out, it's all as a result of me saying, you know what? I'm not giving up. People have dissed me all my life. There are people who try to diss me today. They come on my videos and be like, your music is awful. I'm looking at them like, but I'm popping though. Where are you? Who knows you? You're not even using your real name on the internet, you faceless clown. You know what I'm saying? So I think I am happy that somehow, by the grace of God, by whatever it is, I have not given up. And I'm here. That's it. That's my achievement. I kept going. Are my answers too long?
No, they're great. They're
Okay.
perfect.
I don't want to overtake your channel and everything. Yeah.
People will just be commenting saying, when will we get Karl Nova back?
Hey, I'll come back if you need me. Yeah. So that's it. Poetry with a question mark from my book, Rhythm and Poetry. It's probably one of my favorites.
You've talked in the past about feeling like you don't fit in. What advice would you give to people who feel like they're outsiders?
Well, if you're a person that doesn't fit in, don't try to fit in. Don't try to not, because sometimes being a person that's trying to fit in means you're sacrificing something that is your unique personality or what is uniquely you. No, be you. Somebody said, be you so much that the whole world will have to adjust. The whole world is going to have to adjust to the fact that I am me. And I'm not going to change. And I'm just going to keep on my journey. It's either the world will adjust or I'm just going to live. Now that means sometimes you might be lonely. But also it means you're going to find a community of friends who will stick by you, who are also on a similar journey as you. Because that's what I found out, you know. I thought I had to be the bad guy. I tried that. No. I thought I had to be the super goody shoes guy. That didn't work. I realized I'm just a human being growing and living like everybody else. And the moment I did that, I started meeting people that are just like me. There might not be many, but we're cool. We're tight. And don't try to fit in. I know it's hard when you are young, especially when you're a teenager and you're at that age where it's like, I want to belong. I want to be accepted. But you know what? In a few years' time, that won't even matter. Those friends will not even be there anymore. Those people you're trying to fit in with, you don't know where they're going. They won't even be around for you to try to fit in with them anymore. But you know who's going to be there? Your real friends. Stick with them. So be yourself. That's just the number one thing I would say. I'm myself to the end. Love me, hate me, diss me, I don't care. I'm going to be me. Might as well just love who I am and get on with it anyway. Like it or love it.
Wow. I think that's a great note to end it on.
Yes.
Thanks so much for speaking to us today.
Thank you for having me, Bees and Bookworms.
Yeah.
A big thanks to Authors Abroad for bringing Karl to us, and of course Karl for his time. His books Rhythm and Poetry and The Curious Case of Karl Nova are out now, so don't forget to look in the description and check them out. Bye bye book bees! I hope your stings are healing and see you next time because we've got some really exciting stuff planned.